With more reaction is Ben Watson. He's an NFL player and the author of the book Under Our Skin, a very timely piece given what we're seeing, and recommend the book to everyone. You know, it seems like it's getting worse, and you've talked about how, look, both sides need to understand what the other goes through. You're a successful NFL football player. I mean, you made it. But you've had experiences as a black man that would make our skin crawl. We would be horrified.
Definitely. I can identify many different experiences that I've had over the course of my life and things that I've witnessed where it seemed that black men, specifically me or someone else, may have got the different treatment than somebody else would in that same situation. I can recall a time even recently when it happened.
Yeah, like when you drive your car, right? Yeah. People don't know that you're an NFL star.
Yeah, and not that it matters.
Do you ever worry? Well, I know, but you know, there's a bias that sometimes it's built in on a socioeconomic level, and when they see a big superstar, they may not think the same issues apply. But do you worry? You know, like you heard Richard Fowler say, I worry now I'm going to get shot.
I do, because we grow up understanding that you comply with the police, that your leash is a little bit shorter, that when you get pulled over, and as I've done before, I've been pulled over, and I've actually worried, is something going to happen to me even though I'm a law-abiding citizen? That is a real fear, and it's something that we have to come to grips with. That being said, of course you comply with the police whenever something happens, and I respect the police officers, but something that you learn as a young black man in this country is that, you know what, life is a little bit different from you, even though on the surface it seems to be the same. I mean, we've come such a long way, and I always love to talk about how far we've come and attribute just the people who have died for those things, but we're still in a place where we still struggle.
So I'm going to ask you this for both sides. Yeah. Your one message for police officers of America and your one message for young black men of America.
Well, the message for both is to understand each other. Police officers are in a place of authority. They have a job to do. They protect and serve. They put away lawmakers. We need them. My message for everyone, not just black men, is to obey. When a police officer asks you to do something, do it. My message for everybody.
But a lot of these guys say, but I wasn't doing anything wrong. He was out of line. He stopped me. He had no right.
That's true. And that happens sometimes. But, our job as citizens is to obey what the police officers say. The police officer's job is to respect the citizens that they pull over and the citizens that they're in control of. For everybody, I think that when we look at this situation of race, we need a change of heart. And I said it before, I believe that heart change comes from repenting of your racism, repenting of your bias, repenting of your prejudice, and understanding that, you know what, God sees us all the same. And that's the most important thing. We need to get our heart straight, and then after we get the heart straight, we can treat each other straight. But I can't treat you right if I look at you as inferior, and that's what we're seeing a lot of right now.
You know how it goes? It's a lot of these cops and white people see what do we want, dead cops, when do we want them now? Yeah. And they say, oh, forget this, Black Lives Matter, forget this.
And they put their guard up.
And then a lot of black people see these cops, the bad ones that we've seen, the bad shootings, and say, they're killing us. They're killing us.
And
how
both
do you
sides
start a
are
conversation when that's... Right? That's where people are.
Megan, each of us has a sphere of influence. Each of us has relationships with people that aren't like us, and those are the relationships we need to foster. We're looking at this from such a macro perspective, and it's important to look at it that way. But each of us has individual relationships in our churches, in our schools, on our sports teams, at our jobs, where we need to have these conversations. We need to be honest and say, you know what, I don't understand why black people are feeling this way, and I can't, as a black man, get so upset at you because you asked an honest question. You need to listen to what I say. As a black man, I feel this way, and receive what I'm saying and not get offended. We're coming into it with so many little snippets here and snippets there. You turn on the news and you see these little sound bites that create division amongst us and create sides. We all get on our own side. And my point is that, you know what, there's a problem here. Do we want to fix it or do we not want to fix it? We need to look at truth, we need to look at justice, and we need to look at righteousness, and let that be our guide going forward.
You need to be on TV, not playing football, but talking for a living. Very soon.
Well, I care about this country. I care about this country. I care about what's happening. I care about my kids. I've got 5 kids, Megan. I've got 5 kids, been married 11 years. I care about the world they're going to grow up in. I care about my white friends and my black friends. And I understand that, it's important that we get this thing right. We have serious issues in this country when it comes to race. But it's not, all hope is not lost. There is still hope.
I think everybody in Baltimore is mad at me right now. Like, don't tell him he doesn't need to be playing football. I just meant, eventually, after you decide to move on.
Eventually.
I'm sure there are many television executives who'd love to scoop you up. Great to see you.
Thank you, Megan.
Thanks for being here.